Hello my dear students and welcome to Zenith Tutorials once again. In this video lesson, we'll be talking about Chapter 1 of Economics for CBSE Class 10 and the name of the chapter is Development. Now children, what is development? The process in which someone or something grows, progresses or changes and becomes more advanced is called development. Now, what are the different characteristics of or aspects of development? So children, please note that there are three characteristics of development and you have to learn all three of them by heart. If they ask you the characteristics of development, you have to write all the 3 points. The first one is different people may have different developmental goals. So if people are different, there can be different developmental goals. They may have different notions of what development means to them. Your second is development for one may not be the development for other. So if for someone this is development, for the other person that can't be development. Third, people tend to look at the mix of goals. Okay, so people tend to look at the mix of goals for their development. So they don't have a single developmental goal. They might have a mix of goals for their development. Now let's go ahead and look at each one of them in detail. Now children, see here that I have given a list of different developmental goals here. Okay, so the first developmental goal is income. So the most frequently asked question from this chapter is, rather than income, what are the other developmental goals? So you can answer, rather than income, the other development goal is good standard of living. So if a particular person achieves good standard of living, he feels that he is developed. Then satisfaction. If he or she is satisfied in what she is doing, he has achieved satisfaction, then they think that they have achieved developmental goal. They have reached their developmental goal. Then equal treatment. Many castes and many sectors of the society are not equally treated. So if they receive this equal treatment, they feel that they have reached their developmental goal. So their goal is to be treated equally. So equal treatment can also be a developmental goal. Freedom. Freedom is a developmental goal. For example, if there is a girl and if she is not getting the same freedom as her brother is getting, so for her, getting freedom is her developmental goal. And security. Security for females, okay, security for job can be a developmental goal for few people. And ample opportunities. For youngsters, if they get ample opportunities, they have reached their developmental goal. For few, respect in the society, respect in their households is their developmental goal. Now look at the second characteristic of development. Development for one may not be the development for other. Now children, here you can see that I have given an example of a dam. So if a dam is constructed for generating more electricity, it is a developmental goal for few people like industrialists or the people who are staying in urban areas. But at the same time, the construction of dam might not be the development for other people like the tribals who are living nearby. So for them, it is not development, rather it is destruction for them. So development for one may not be the development for other. Looking at the third aspect of development, people tend to look at the mix of goals for their development. For example, if you get a job in a far-off place, before accepting it, you would try to consider many factors apart from income, such as facilities for your family, working atmosphere or opportunity to learn. In other case, a job may give you less pay but may offer regular employment that enhances your sense of security. So here you are going for security and you are going for regular employment or more amount of money. Okay, so here you are seeing at the mix of goals. You just don't want income, but you want a security. Okay, you want good working atmosphere. So all these are a mix of goals for the development. So people tend to look at the mix of goals for the development. Now, what is national development? As the name suggests, national development refers to the ability of a country to improve the social welfare of the people. For example, providing social amenities such as quality education, potable water, water that can be drank, okay, the water that we can drink, then transportation, infrastructure, and good medical facilities. So these are the basic parameters which decide that a country is able to improve the social welfare of the people. Okay. Now children, if you want to compare different countries, now for comparing countries, what is the most important attribute that you will consider? Their income. So income is considered to be the one of the most important attributes when you want to compare different countries. Now there are two ways. You calculate total income or you calculate average income. Now children, total income is not a useful measure because there are different countries which are having different populations. So a country which is having a large population, their total income will be large obviously, and the country whose total population is less, then the total income will always be less. So this is not a useful measure to compare the income. Okay, so now you take the average income, or you call it also as per capita income. So what is per capita income? It is the total income of the country divided by its total population. Okay, so total income is the total products, the worth of the products that the country has produced throughout the year divided by its total population. So this gives you the average income or the per capita income. Now if you want to classify countries on per capita income criteria, the countries are divided into three: rich countries, low middle income countries, and low income countries. Now children, you should always remember that this classification is brought out by World Bank and the report is World Development Reports. So this criteria is given in World Development Reports, which is brought out by World Bank. So according to this, first is rich countries. So what are rich countries? Rich countries are those countries whose per capita income is more than $12,236 per annum and above this. So those countries whose per capita income is more than 12,236 per annum are considered to be rich countries, and this is according to 2016 World Development Reports. Now the countries who earn per annum income of $1,005 or less than it are called as low income countries. Now children, you should remember that India falls under low middle income countries. India's per annum income was $1840, that is 1840 per annum. So now recapitulating, rich countries, low middle income countries, and low income countries are the classification that is given by World Bank. Okay, and this classification is based on per capita income. Okay. Now there's one more criteria, that is Human Development Index. Now the Human Development Index, that is HDI, is a statistical tool to measure a country's overall achievement in its social and economic dimensions. It's not only taking economic, it's taking social and economic dimensions. Now the social and economic dimensions of the country are based on the health of people, their level of education attainment, and the standard of living, and many other things. Pakistani economist Mahbub ul Haq had created HDI in 1990, which was further used to measure the country's development by the United Nations Development Programme, that is UNDP. Children, this question is asked many of times, that who uses this technique of calculating the national income? UNDP, that is United Nations Development Programme, and this is based on HDI. Okay. Now every year UNDP ranks countries based on the HDI report released in their annual report. So they release this annual report which ranks countries according to this criteria. Now children, here I have given few parameters for measuring Human Development Index, that is HDI. The first one that is given is literacy rate. So they measure the literacy rate of the country. Then infant mortality rate. How many infants die per thousand? Then access to clean drinking water. Next is standard of life, body mass index of the people living there, the life expectancy of the citizens, and the health facilities that are offered by the government of that country. So these are the different Human Development Index parameters that you should learn. Now next topic is sustainability of development. Now children, as more and more development happens, more and more resources gets used up. So the resources used for development may be renewable resources or non-renewable resources. We all know what are renewable and non-renewable resources. We have limited stocks of non-renewable resources that are lost forever once used. So use of renewable resources like groundwater faster than what nature can restore can lead to their scarcity. So even if the resources are renewable, but when we are using it at a rate faster than what nature can restore, then it will lead to the scarcity and our future generations will not be able to use it. The concept of sustainability of development comes in here. So what is sustainable development? It means the development which does not harm the environment, and the recent development does not overlook the needs and requirement of the future generations. So we are developing, but we are taking care that the future generations also gets their share. Okay, so we should not overlook the needs and requirements of the future generations as well when we are developing. So we should always go for sustainable development. Now, sustainability of development would involve first, more efficient use of our existing resources. So whichever resources we have right now, we should do efficient use of that. We should judiciously use them. Next is finding fresh reserves of resources. So always by research, okay, we should find fresh reserves of resources. We should exploit new reserves of resources. Okay, then and coming up with innovative ideas and technology to use new resources in place of conventional ones. So for example, if we were using coal and petroleum, now with our innovative ideas, now we are using wind energy. So we are using windmills, we are using solar power. So we should keep on coming with innovative ideas and technology to use new resources in place of conventional ones. So if we follow all these practices, we would go for sustainable development. Please watch our next video for the detailed question and answer on the same topic and other topics of the book. Also, please subscribe us and tap on the bell icon so that you can receive regular updates. We have content on all the subjects for class 10 for CBSE. So do subscribe us and please share it with your friends. All the best, dear students.